Welcome to the Art of Renovation. I'm your host, Paul Foster from Contact Renovation, the Custom Homes. Come check out this kitchen renovation we just finished. I have some great tips for you if you're planning to modify or remove a bearing wall to create a more open concept area. Come and check it out. Hey guys, so you're considering removing a bearing wall in your home, whether it be between your living room and your kitchen, like in this instance. There's a few things to consider before you get going on your project. Number one would be, do you have asbestos in your drywall, compound, or plaster, or in your ceiling texture? If your house is between 1950 to early 80s, make sure you get an asbestos test so you don't run into some contamination issues during your project. Now, number two would be to consider what surfaces will be impacted around the wall you plan to remove. So your flooring repair that's required. If you might not be planning to redo all your flooring, but as you remove that wall, you have a patch to do, so consider that. Also, your ceilings, if you have a textured ceiling, to do a texture patch when we're done doesn't always look great, and I always recommend redoing the ceiling. In this case, we went to a flat, smooth painted finish, looks like new. That's always the way I would vote to go. Number three would be to consider what's in the wall you plan to remove. In this case, we had HVAC, so a cold air return we had to relocate, as well as electrical. So you should open up the wall first to verify what's in that bearing wall so you don't get a surprise later after you've already ordered cabinets or other components for your project. Number four would be engineering. Make sure an engineer weighs in on the beam and how it's going to support the load for the span you're planning to open up. Number five would be check with your local town or city about the need for a building permit. Most likely you'll require one, but you should verify that first. Because what you don't want at the end of the day when you go to sell your house one day is there to be an issue on a missing permit. Number six would be to consider how it impacts the floor below you. What I mean by that is, in this case, because of this 14-foot span, we had to transfer load at the end of the beam down into the basement floor. This was a finished basement. So we had to then open up finished walls, finished floors to break open the concrete floor, form a new footing to accept the point load transfer from the beam above. So if you have a finished basement, that'll add a few $1,000s to your project cost. And lastly, would be to consider the aesthetics of the beam itself. So in this case, we have what we call a drop beam, and we opted to clad it with the flooring product to make it into a feature. But there's different ways you can finish the beam. It can be a push beam, which is hidden up in the attic if that's possible, depending on your truss structure. Or you can have beams of different sizes depending on what you need for clearance for head space or possibly width if you're trying to match an existing wall width. So consider that. We always try to make it beautiful or invisible. So in this case, we've made it into a focal point, and we love it, so does the client. So there you have it. There's the top things to consider if you're planning removing or altering a bearing wall. Check out more of our videos on our YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe.